All right, we got Will Durant, the greatest minds and ideas of all time. All right, well, how do you know that? Really, truly, how do you know that? I think I got some pretty good ideas. All right, we got 6 different chapters, not bad. Da, da, da. I want to hear it. The 10 greatest thinkers. Let's do it. Page 8. Oh wow, someone really enjoyed this book. All right, let's go. The 10 greatest thinkers. What is thought? It baffles description because it includes everything through which it might be defined. It is the most immediate fact that we know and the last mystery of our being. All other things come to us as it forms, and all human achievements find in it their source and their goal. Its appearance is the turning point in the drama of evolution. When did the miracle begin? Perhaps when the great surges of ice came down relentlessly from the pole, chilling the air, destroying vegetation almost everywhere, eliminating countless species of helpless and unadaptable animals, and pushing a few survivors into a narrow tropical belt where the generations they clung to the equator, waiting for the wrath of the north to melt. What? Probably it was in those critical days when all the old and wanted ways of life were nullified by the invading ice and inherited or traditional patterns of behavior found no success in an environment where everything was altered. The animals were comparatively complete but inflexible. Instinctive equipment were weeded out because they could not change within to meet the change outside. While the animal we call man, dowered with a precarious plasticity, learned and rose to an unquestioned supremacy over all the species of the forest and the field. I thought I was going to get 10 great thinkers. What is this guy talking? I'm lost. Maybe this is great for you, but for me, I'm like, huh? What? Where are the great thinkers, man? We're going further. Okay. The criteria for a great thinker. Okay. Well, we shall be ruthless and dogmatic here, and though it breaks our hearts, we shall admit no hero to our list whose thought, however subtle or profound, has not had an enduring influence upon mankind. This must be our supreme test. We shall try to take account of the originality and scope, the veracity and depth of each thinker's thought, but what we must bear in mind above all is the extent and persistence of his influence. Man, they're really long-winded back in the olden days. You could have just said that in like 2 words. Put an emoji con and you're in there, right? Upon the lives and minds of men, only so can we control in some measure our personal prejudices and arrive at some moderate impartiality in our choice. This is literally how they used to talk back then. Just get to the point, man. And now shall we define a thinker? Presumably, we're going to define what a thinker is. Presumably, the world will embrace philosophers and scientists, but only these. Shall we conclude men like Euripides or Lucretius or Dante or Leonardo or Shakespeare or Goethe? No, we shall bow humbly to such great names and class them. Literally what he's saying. Despite the reach and the fathom of their thought, as only secondarily thinkers or as artists first and above all. Shall we include such immensely influential leaders as Jesus or Buddha or Augustine or Luther? No. Okay. These founders and renewers of religion would overlap our term. It was not thought or reason, but feeling and noble passion, a mystic vision, and an incorrigible faith that made them, from their little foot of earth, move the world. Shall we admit into our council of 10 Those great men of action whose name ring down the corridor of histories, like men like Pericles or Alexander or Caesar or Charlemagne or Cromwell or Napoleon or Lincoln. No, right? Okay, he keeps saying, what are they then, right? You keep telling me no. No, if we spread the word thinker to catch such heroes in its net, we shall deprive it of its distinct meaning, and shall fail to catch the significance of thought. We must embrace within it philosophers and scientists alone. We shall seek for those men who, by thinking rather than by action or their passion, have most influenced mankind. Whew. We shall search for them in the quiet places of the world, far from the maddening crowd, in those obscure corners where great thoughts came to them, as on doves' feet, and where for a moment they saw in a transfiguration the countenance of truth, who then shall be first. Woo! Now we're finally going to get into the story. But let's just name the people because we're running out of time. I'm sorry. I should have looked at this first. We got Confucius. We got Plato. Aristotle. St. Thomas Aquinas. Copernicus. Sir Francis Bacon. Sir Isaac Newton. Voltaire. Immanuel Kant. And Charles Darwin. You know what's crazy? As we finish this, every last one of those 10 great thinkers, right? I didn't know he was going to mention those people, but when I was reading the names, I'm like, wow, I know all these people. And he's like, how do you know those names? Well, just so happens, about a couple months ago, 8 months ago, maybe it was a year, whatever. I read this great book called Wisdom, and the great thinkers of our time, and they went through each one of these people. It's the great books, right? There's a whole series, but they had like the quotes of each of them. So if you are so inclined and would like to get some of the quotes, then push a button below, because I got to remember on this one, because this is different than all the other ones, because I actually was a little bit more prepared for this, right? I'm not going to read the whole thing, but what I do have is I do have quotes from each of those people, and quite a few more people, like Weird Durant, I got some of his too. And what I'm doing is I'm writing an essay on each. I pick a quote and then I write an essay about it, right? Like my thoughts and things. And yeah, it's a well thought out essay. So if you're interested in that, I'm not done, because there's more than just one quote. There's a lot of them, right? And I broke them down into spirituality, or like in different things: wealth, greed, spirituality, and just because each of them talk about different things. Now I'm running all the way out of town, so I got to really hurry up on this one. If you would like this book right here and you want to learn more about great minds of all time and ideas of all time, click the button below and it will be taken off to Amazon, so you can purchase this book by yourself. But if you are more interested in what I'm talking about and all the different things, then I will make sure that there's somewhere you can put your email address and you can write it down, and then you'll be on the list. So when I'm done, I will send them out to you. All right. Have a great one. See you later.